We're back. National League One rugby is back. Plymouth Albion back in action. Scrummy Paul is back in action. Much to talk about. Subscribe on YouTube. Let's get down to business. Welcome back, everybody. If you didn't realise already, we're back. There was a week off from National One Rugby, and we all missed it. The last game, evening kickoff at the Brickfields. What a fantastic high! But yeah, we are now back. Really big push now till Christmas with some massive games. So coming up on this episode of It's Always Scrummy and Plymouth, the officially unofficial fans podcast of Plymouth Albion, we'll be talking about Plymouth Albion's away trip to Blackheath this weekend. We'll be talking about all the fixtures across National League One, how it's standing in the league table, fixtures coming up next week to keep an eye out for. We'll be looking at the fans' comments on the socials, and then the socials comments towards Scrummy Paul itself. And then we've got a rugby novice with Livy. What's she going to bring up? I don't know. But much to come up. But as I said before, please subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and also available on YouTube. I had a bad feeling about this one. What I was greeted by was Blackheath Under 10s fundraising, and they had a bucket, they had a raffle, and I got fleeced 10 quid. Got fleeced 10 quid, and I got 5 raffle tickets out of it. And I don't even know, I don't even think they announced the raffle. So I was thinking, oh my days, this is an absolute terrible start. This is possibly an omen. And then went to go get a drink. Took quite a long time, and looked at my iPhone, and it was 3 minutes to kick off. So I thought, okay, I don't want to miss the first few minutes of this game because sometimes there's a try. We've conceded quite a few tries in the first minutes. Don't want to miss it. So I thought, make sure I get out there early. Won't get a drink, and went outside, and the game already started. So what's that about? Referee just kicking off willy nilly to start off, the game. So didn't have that was not great. And spoke to someone there, and he was like, "Yeah, they just kicked off a couple minutes ago." So it very clearly said kick off 3 o'clock, and they just kicked off 5 minutes early. How ridiculous is that? How pub league is that? But yeah, so not too pleased with that. Then so went round to go start watching the game, and Blackheath came out. It's a very intense start to the game, and then just had some guy come up to me and go like, "Oh, you're a Plymouth fan." And it's like, yeah. And I love rugby fans. Really nice, social, like chat to the opposition fans, that kind of thing. But it can be a bit annoying sometimes as well, rugby fans, because actually I do want to watch the game. Had this old chap going, "Oh, do you know someone called Barbara? I met her on a cruise, and she has a bit of a perm hairstyle, and I met her on a cruise, and she says she comes to all the games, and I said, I was like, I'm sort of stood there like watching the game, Blackheath like really hitting our guys defending for their lives. I was like, mate, I just want to watch the game. I was just thinking, this is not a good start, and yeah, that's where it led on to from there. So the game itself, then, I'll be honest, this one hit me hard. It was a disappointing result. Blackheath 40, Plymouth Albion 28. Plymouth Albion getting a try bonus point, but not the result we really needed. It was not what we needed whatsoever. So going into this game, Plymouth Albion third on 31 points, Blackheath in fourth on 31 points. So two very, very equal teams you've seen going into this. But Albion haven't travelled well. We haven't travelled. We don't like going to the southeast. That's our third defeat this season. All 3 of them. So Rossland Park, Blackheath and Tunbridge, all in the southeast. Really a bit of a bogey round for us. So Albion did stay up overnight. I'm aware they stayed up overnight. Their team were prepared, got to the games, got to the stadium nice and early here at Blackheath. So the preparation in that sense was all there, and was is exactly what they needed. Looking at the starting lineup, so a couple changes. So Jake Bond came in on the flank, and Oscar Beckerleg went to the bench. And so second rows we had Freddie Stevenson and Joel Broadhurst. On the bench, good to see Craig Duncan was back, and also Jack Staton. I don't think I've seen him play yet. I'm not too sure. So it's a new signing over the summer from who joined us from university, I believe. Disappointing. You can probably sense it from what I'm saying here. Like this one really hit me hard. The big thing for me in this game, if I had to sum this up just really briefly right now, is it felt like the word experience for me. You had one team that really held on to the ball, controlled the game, went through the phases, and made it really difficult for the team. And that team, sadly, was Blackheath. Blackheath hung onto the ball. They did the basics really well. Line out was good, scored from line outs, scrum was good. But they just went through phase and phase, and they starved us of the ball. They clearly know that we have some mega talented players, and they kept the ball away from us. And the first half, especially, we barely had the ball. And we scored 2 tries from what we did, which made me feel confident. Actually, if we can get a hold of that ball and hang on to it, we know we're going to score tries from it. So Blackheath came out strong. We soaked up a lot of pressure. They did score a try, and then we scored the next 2. Again, we scored a try from a line out. We've had criticism of the lineouts in the past, but I think now it's a huge strength of ours. Whenever we're 10 metres out, we're scoring tries. We have runners. Harry Wilkinson's a big guy. He's a fast guy as well. And we're scoring tries for fun, really, from lineouts. It's a huge strength to our game now. And then the second try, down the blind side, lovely handling moves, classic Albion sort of play. Bobby Wellington getting over for a try there. And then I was thinking, oh, brilliant. We've really turned the game on its head now. We just need to have a nice mature approach, hang on to the ball a little bit, and actually just slow things down a bit. But Blackheath did exactly really that, really. Not Albion didn't, Blackheath did it. And they just hung on to the ball, went through the phases. And also the other thing was 3 yellow cards this game for Plymouth Albion. At one point we had 2 sin binnings in one go. One for a high tackle, one for a retaliation, and one for not rolling away from a tackle. And yeah, penalty count was very high. And it got me thinking. I actually probably spent far too much time this evening looking through this. It made me think about what is the average age of both these teams. And I've probably not got this spot on because actually it's very difficult to find the age of all the players. But from what I've got from Plymouth Albion, the match day squad the average age was around about 24. And then looking at Blackheath's, the match day one was 27. And I think that really showed Blackheath got some young players, but they've also got a few older generals. I don't know if Plymouth Albion just need 1 or 2 more experienced generals really in the team, because there's just many moments where maybe we had some penalties and we're taking kicks to corner really quickly and we're just making no distance on it. It's like, rather than someone just saying, calm down, guys, let's get this kick good because we are really good from the line out and this is a try scoring opportunity. Then there was another kick at a penalty, king of a touch. This time almost went way too far, didn't make touch. Blackheath ran it back, caused mayhem, 2 phases, try, game over pretty much at that point. And then again, just another penalty, tap and go, big hit, turnover. No cohesion, just sort of panic was coming into the desperation because you're losing, of course, but we're still just lacking that little bit of experience and actually the control of the game. Another big telling part of the game was Ben Moore again injured in the first half. Looks like a serious arm injury. Touching wood here that it's not, but actually when he came off, you really saw actually our physicality almost went down. We didn't have that big ball carrier, that big strong runner who was making big holes in defences all the time. And I've almost jinxed him because I did mention on a previous episode that I'm not too sure how he's going to get injured more often because he's such a physical player who just wants to have the ball all the time and makes a difference. So really, really fingers crossed that he is not injured, but we really lacked him when he went off. One really standout performance in my personal opinion was Freddie Stevenson in the lock. Blackheath had a very strong line out, but we did manage still to make their life difficult, and we actually stole a couple of their line outs as well. And I just think he's been a very shrewd bit of business, really bringing him in the summer. 6'7". We've struggled to have really a second row for a while, a good pairing. Herbie did a good job popping in there last year when he's a classic number 8, and the line out is improved dramatically, and a lot of that's got to come down to Freddie Stevenson, and he plays every minute of every game, and he brings that physicality with a 6'7" size, and he's just been a really great player. So Freddie, you are the always in Scrummy in Plymouth man of the match. Let's take a look at the results across National League One. So just to be really clear, it was Blackheath 40, Plymouth Albion 28. Plymouth Albion getting 4 tries, so they get the try bonus point there, which could be vital by the end of the season. Birmingham Moseley 15, Rotherham 33. Bishop Stortford 36, Rams 29. So really big win there for Bishop Stortford, who were bottom of the league, but sounds like they may be getting some of their first team players fully fit and back in the team. Dings 12, Sale 58. So 10 tries from Sale there. Sale again, just plodding along very nicely. I'll be honest, I don't know much about them. I might have to do a bit of research because they are looking like a threat. Leicester Lions 26, Clifton 29. Big away victory for Clifton, who are down the bottom, and so are Leicester Lions. Rosslyn Park 53, Leeds 17. And Tunbridge 56, Sedgley Park 0. So a massive home win again there for Tunbridge after many of their new signings over the summer. It sounds like they're starting to really form and gel and form a strong team there. So how does this affect the league table? Still at the top is Rosslyn Park, who have got 42 points. Second place is Rotherham on 40. Blackheath jump into third above Albion now with 36 points. Albion in fourth place on 32. Sale fifth on 31. Rams in sixth on 30. Tunbridge on 27. Sedgley Park 24. Then there's a little bit of a gap down to Clifton, who are 19 points. Bishop Stortford and Dings both on 15. Then the three teams in the relegation zone currently, Leicester Lions on 14 points, Birmingham Moseley on 12, and Leeds Tykes on 10. All to really play for there at the moment. So much to play for. Albion still in the mix at the top of the table. Looking ahead to next week's fixtures, we've got Bishop Stortford are home to Leicester Lions. Another big one down the bottom, but Bishop Stortford getting players back fit will probably start to pull away a bit now. Clifton are home to Rosslyn Park. Leeds Tykes are home to Dings. Then a couple big ones at the top here. We've got Rotherham are home to Blackheath. And then probably the most eye-opening one, potentially, Sale against Tunbridge. Sedgley Park to Birmingham Moseley. And then Rams at home to Plymouth Albion. So back-to-back away fixtures for Plymouth Albion, which we are not doing well on the road at the moment. Rams, it's not quite London, it's Reading based, so we have not had much success in the southeast. But really moving forward now, I'm at a stage where our season isn't over by any stretch of the imagination. We've got very talented players. So we've got very talented players. It's really just piecing that all together and start to win some of these big ugly games by getting back to basics. But I do feel if Albion do not win this game away to Rams, that will be possibly the final nail in the coffin for the season in terms of pushing for promotion. We're blessed this season that not just one team will go up. Well, there's the playoff in second place. So the team who finishes second National League One will play against a team coming who does a mini playoff at the bottom of the Championship. So maybe we do a bit of research, really. So looking at the last for 3 seasons in National League One. So last season, Richmond went up. Only one team went up. They'd only lost 3 games all season. The year before, Chinnor, I don't know if I pronounced that right, lost 4 games all season. And then the season before that, Cambridge went up and they'd lost 3 games all year. So Albion, so far this season, have lost 3 games. So if they can't really afford to be losing any more games. And actually, look at the teams at the top. Rosslyn Park have lost 1 game, and that was away to Rotherham, and they got a try and a losing bonus point. So it was a loss, but they still picked up 2 points. The team in second place, Rotherham, they've only lost 1 game, and that was away to Dings, who basically played the Bristol Bears side. If you take that into account, if Dings didn't play a side so heavily, funded by Bristol Bears, they'd still be undefeated. Looking at this pattern, you'd be assuming that Rosslyn Park and Rotherham aren't going to lose too many games this season unless something terrible really happens. But you cannot give up hope, really, that Albion, I would say, have a chance really still looking for second place in the league. Looking at, again, what's happened the last couple of seasons. So last year, Rosslyn Park finished second. They'd lost 7 games. The year before that, Rams finished second. They lost 7 games. The year before that, Rams came second again. They lost 4 games. So on average there, it's kind of 5 games you can afford to lose to finish second, unless Rotherham and Ross Park just have two both incredibly strong seasons. But yeah, we're on currently 3 defeats. I feel again, if we lose another game on the road away to Rams, this could be a really difficult season. That'll be the final nail in the coffin in terms of ambitions of getting promoted, which I'm aware that was the aim. It's what I felt we should be doing as a fan moving forward because of the huge amount of talent we've got in the team. But for whatever reason, we've not quite managed to get over the line in terms of some of these away games to Tunbridge, to Rosslyn Park, and then now Blackheath. So unbelievably big game ahead. Fans news. Looking at the socials then. So what have the fans had to make about this disappointing result? So one comment here. I hope I'm wrong, but Albion's starting to look mid-table now. The season is unfolding. 6 wins, 3 defeats. But the 6 wins were all against all of the current bottom 6, with losses against the teams in first, third, and sixth. A comment on that comment. The only positive, they still have to come down here, although home form alone is not good enough to be fighting at the top of the table. And then a response to that. Like I say, I hope I'm wrong, but let's see where Albion are in 4 games' time when they've played everyone. Not beaten anyone above 8th yet. So, bit of a somber mood there, let's say, but making very valid points. It was all very glitzy and high and mighty at the start of the season, but I did always mention we are playing teams near the bottom, and we've had a very tough pit of sort of this back-to-back away games we'll have now again against Rams, and then the fixture after that we're going to be at home to Rotherham will be really telling. Actually, that put an emphasis on that Rams game, that's a massive game. And then actually Rotherham, the Brickfields, is a real strength of Plymouth Albion's, and that's why we need the crowds in. Again, Blackheath, 600 fans there. I looked at, I think it was 620 something. It's a very different animal down the Brickfields, and that this season, future seasons, has to be a strength because it really can be a fortress. It's difficult. We have to travel. As a fan, I'm doing all the away games, or pretty much the ones I can do. It's tough to all the travelling. It's tough, and that's like our disadvantage with these away games. There's also our huge advantage with the home games. We need fans down there, really making a big atmosphere and making it tough for teams to come along. But yeah, there are some slight concerns, and again, not quite getting over the line in some of these really close games, despite having abundance of talent. Next comment. A little 10-game unbeaten run like last year wouldn't go amiss from here on in. Was so excited before a ball was kicked. Keeping the faith. Then there's an emoji where they're sort of hiding behind their eyes. So yeah, Albion last season had a 10-game unbeaten run, and then it all came down, all came to an end away at Richmond, who I think nilled us. I went to that game, they absolutely nilled us, like 50 odds to nil. It's a weird one. National won last year. Richmond kind of pulled away. Albion went on a big run of fixtures. Lots of the teams, you could sort of say, when if promotion's gone, the season's kind of over. But it's because of this second place playoff thing. There's more to play for, so more teams may stay interested. More teams may try and get players on loan from Premiership sides. So this season will be very different to see how that second place really affects things, because you have more teams invested for possibly longer. And yeah, if Rotherham lose to Blackheath, which is very possible, it'd be really interesting to see what's happening moving forward. Next comment. Have a safe trip, go strong, most of all, enjoy your rugby. No, okay, this isn't schoolboy stuff. The most important thing isn't enjoy rugby. We're sports fans here. I want them to win. I want them to win. Go and then try your best, and run around for the badge, and run around for Plymouth Albion. Do all that. Not they just enjoy your rugby. That's what you would say to kids who are playing under tens. Those under tens of Blackie that absolutely fleeced me. If I was coaching them, I'd be saying, yeah, enjoy your rugby. No, that's not the attitude we need here. So yeah, behave. Next one. So seems to be the story of the season. We seem to be very leaky, especially against teams that like to play running rugby. Our defence is broken down too easily. penalty count has been way too high all season. We can survive against lesser clubs, but are not going to compete at the top if we give them too much assistance. Only my opinion, of course. I think this person's popped up a few times because it always finishes with only my opinion, of course. And, again, me doing this podcast, it's only my opinion as well. It's who am I? But, that's good. It's only your opinion. Don't agree with a lot of it. Don't agree with it. I don't think we really. I don't really think we concede a lot from teams that play open sort of rugby, and I think it's very we're losing some of the physical battles at times, and I think again that word of experience and actually having a young side, and Tunbridge had 6 or 7 animals who had played in top 14 leagues and stuff like that. And yeah, there's breakdowns. I think that physicality really sort of struggles, and that's interesting to see that. Actually, reading Ryan Lamb's comments, which I'll read out now. Ryan Lamb's comments at the end of the game was very disappointing performance. Unfortunately, conceding 40 points away from home is going to make any game difficult to win. Lost the physical battle, which led to lots of pens against us for easy entries into our half. Fair to play to Blackheath, who were very clinical and deserved to win. So yeah, he's. I think again he's sort of summed it up very nicely there. I'm not just preaching what he says, but it's losing that physical battle really, and it's easier said than done. But Albion kind of needs some, maybe a few more experience and actually some big old units in there to help our really talented young squad we've got. But those players only come with a price. And actually, I think we're possibly lacking a bit of financial backing in the southwest compared to these teams in the southeast. The southeast, Tunbridge, we've got former Quins players, Surrey players, and you're getting. But we've got those clubs have got backings. They've got loads of members. Bishop Stortford, when I was away there, tons of people backing that, all in the Blaze and stuff. They've got money to burn. We really don't. And actually, we need as many fans going to games as possible because currently we don't have as much local, big time money businesses getting behind us. So I guess those big game players, big units are a premium. They cost something, and think how well we're doing without that. It's a shame we don't have a bit more. My favourite comment: cleverly out. Okay, so that's poking fun at actually Plymouth Argyle, bottom of their football league. So it could be worse, couldn't it? We're not bottom of the league like Plymouth Argyle, who got relegated last year as well. Cleverly, if you didn't know, is the manager of Plymouth Argyle. So let's have a look at a few Scrummy in Plymouth comments now. So nothing to do with the games. Let's have a little look. So I have been posting Throwback Thursdays. This week's one that was gone on there was ex-player Darward Smith. Absolute legend. And one comment on there from someone was, pound for pound, the most exciting number 8 of the century. Discuss. Well, actually, reminiscing about the Dan Ward Smith days, I would say he's ahead of his time. Thinking back now to this sort of hybrid player we're seeing in international rugby, Dan Ward Smith used to sort of train with the wingers when he was playing in the Premiership. But yeah, ahead of his time. So yeah, potentially your comments what you're making there. But my days, I think he's possibly our greatest ever player. That's a huge statement to make though, but he's definitely got to be up there. But yeah, I think if he was playing now, he'd be getting possibly into that England team. He left Albion, went on to Bristol, Bristol, and then went on to Wasps, and got a bad injury, but ahead of his time. Great to reminisce about Danwell Smith, and thank you for all the likes. And I really hope you enjoyed seeing this Throwback Thursdays. Next comment here. Petition to get links attract in the women's toilets. So I discussed at the last home game that in the Stormforce marquee in the gents, there was Links Africa on display. So that comment here was from Plymouth Albion's ladies team. So yeah, do you know what? I'm not going to stop petition. I'll bring some links attract along. I'll get someone to put them in there. Okay, so it's only fair if the gents if we're getting spoilt with cans of Links Africa to sort of freshen up, it's only fair that the women have their own things. We don't want accidental sexism within the Stormforce marquee, do we? We don't want that. So it's only fair if we're getting spoiled with cans of Links Africa, you have your own links as well. I will sort that out myself. Don't you worry, Plymouth Albion ladies. And then final comment here. not ChatGPT. Get it right. So this must be a member of our Albion Travel, the fans. So last week's episodes, or fortnight weeks ago episodes, I discussed their anthem that they'd made. And I love the passion. It's a good bit of fun. But Matt, that is so ChatGPT'd. Okay, like I'm imagining the person who's written this. No one's commented on it or anything like that. I imagine someone's going, "Oh, mate, do you know what? In all honesty, it was." I imagine, "Oh, mate, sorry, it was ChatGPT." I imagine that's the conversations going on. And why not? Why not? I recognise that's ChatGPT because I use it very, very often myself. Player recognises game, all right, and that's exactly what's going on here. But that anthem of yours was ChatGPT. There's nothing to be ashamed about. I've just called you out on it. But yeah, good to see the Albion Travel guys up at Blackheath. They didn't seem too happy to see me in RC, but sorry guys. It's just a bit of fun, just poking. I've got to talk about something, haven't I? You're a great set of people going to the games. Don't want to fall out over this, but your anthem's ChatGPT. All right, it was, it is. All right, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Okay, that is all from Fans News, and it's always Scrummy News. Welcome back, Livy, to another Rugby Novice. So, what have you got in store for us this week?
Okay, so today, or this week even, well, firstly, I want to say I just apologise about my terrible maths in the last episode.
Oh yeah, what was the mistake again? We've had a few people comment on this.
Yes, I realised
20 years ago,
and it was
exactly
30.
30 years. Okay,
It's like,
yes,
oh.
yeah. Well, I've got many things wrong, so I wouldn't be too on that.
I stopped when we went off air. I was like, oh god, that is wrong. That's completely wrong. So I realised.
You're not a maths teacher though, so I should have pointed you out. That. I just took your word for it.
True, very true.
Popped out for the weekend.
Very true. Okay, so we were like off duty, weren't we? Okay, so this week, I found an article all about different stadiums around the world.
Oh,
and they've
nice.
rated them based on different criteria.
Okay.
So one of the lists says world's most iconic rugby stadiums for atmosphere and legacy. They've given like I'm not sure how they worked it out, but they've come up with 5, like a top 5 for atmosphere and legacy. So I thought I would ask you who you thought would be in the top 5.
So top 5 rugby stadiums for atmosphere and legacy.
Yeah.
And this is international and clubs, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay. Really tough question. Okay. Obviously not been to all of them, so kind of going off reputation. So thinking of some of the ones I've been to, I think one that always appears is the Principality in Cardiff.
That one is in there. That's actually.
I wouldn't be surprised that's number 1.
Number 1, yeah.
Yeah. Due to like the location, it's right in the centre of Cardiff. That sort of makes a big one.
Yeah, oh, sorry, the phone's gone off. It says the Dragon's Lair, famed for its retractable roof and urban location.
Yeah, roof closing as well, keeps the noise in.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm assuming a lot of these are going to be international ones. There must be a French, the Stade de France, the French one.
That is number 4.
Number 4. Okay, not been to a game there personally, but I know French crowds are incredible and passionate. I'm going to assume there must be a South African one. Like maybe
there
Cape
is,
Town. What's that one called again?
It's the Cape Town Stadium.
Cape Town Stadium. Okay, yeah. They so before some of their kickoffs, they have a jet flies over.
Oh yeah, no, I have heard
for the atmosphere. Yeah, the crowd love it.
So it said a modern masterpiece with ocean and mountain views.
Okay.
And then the Stade de France. When France's team surges, so does the crowd in this glass roof fortress. So you've got number 1, you've got number 4 and number 5. So you need to do number 2 and number 3. I'm
going to assume that they're going to have Twickenham in there.
Yes.
Which I don't agree with. But however, whatever article you got this from, fair enough. I think it's an interesting atmosphere. It's a good day out. I don't know if it's got an incredible atmosphere or not.
They've described as the cathedral of English rugby and the sport's largest dedicated venue.
Yeah. It's I guess it's who you put in there, isn't there?
Yeah. So number 2?
Is it Murrayfield?
Nope.
The Aviva?
Nope.
So okay, so
it's like, think of a really big rugby nation that you haven't mentioned.
It's gonna be the New Zealand one. So the one in Auckland, I forgot what it's called.
Eden Park.
Eden Park. So yeah, I think they haven't lost there in a very long time.
That's exactly what they said. They said emerges at night as a nearly never conquered home of the All Blacks.
However, they haven't played South Africa there that often. They played them this year in the Rugby Championship.
And they
beat
them?
Won.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was they haven't played South Africa there too often.
Yeah. Okay, so having talked about the world ones, now I was thinking, like, we've actually been to see, or more than me, but we've seen quite a lot of away teams in League One.
Yeah.
So, what would be your top 3 favourite stadiums that we have visited away?
From that League One?
From League One. So, obviously, you can't include not the Brickfields because that's home stadium, so away stadiums.
Well, 3, that's quite... so, went to Rossum Park last season, not this season.
Yep.
Good. We've just been to Blackheath. Blackheath was good. I liked it. 600 people there. It was a nice atmosphere, nice location. That was good. Yeah, Blackheath's definitely be top 3. Leeds was a bit far out. Where else have we been? We've been to...
You went to Bishop Stortford.
I went to Bishop Stortford. Bishop Stortford was nice. Bishop Stortford was, a lot of... Yeah, Bishop Stortford. Okay, Blackheath 1, Bishop Stortford 2nd.
Is Bishop Stortford where you got the cup holder?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got the
so good gifts.
But Bishop Stortford had it was just like the club bar and everything. That a lot of members, a lot of people passionate about the club. It was good. And where else have we been to?
Tunbridge?
No, definitely not. I would therefore put Leeds 3rd.
Okay.
Leeds 3rd.
You won't put Rossum Park in there?
No, it was artificial pitch.
Oh yeah.
Bit too expensive, everything there. But yeah, so yeah, there's my top 3.
Yeah, I would put Blackheath number 1. I think it was a really friendly atmosphere.
The best rugby atmosphere I've been to is Toulouse, I would say.
Oh yeah, that was very cool.
Yeah.
And you got a nice duck, didn't you?
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That was it?
That is all I have for this week.
Brilliant. So you're going to continue doing this every week, is it, Sil?
Yeah, I think so.
Brilliant. Right. Awesome. Thanks a lot, Livy.
No worries. See you next week. Bye.
Cool. And that is it. That is your weekly Nat 1. It's always Scrummy and Plymouth. Plymouth Albion update. Really heavy defeat this one. Absolutely gutted. But we go again to Rams away. I will be there. It's going to be an all Scrummy event. Bringing my dad along. Bringing my brother along. Cannot wait. Next weekend is when our season turns around and we get back on track and we get back on that one. Thanks again for all your comments. Thanks again for listening. It's great to be back. Thank you for all the support with this. And keep it scrummy. Follow on the socials. Like, subscribe on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And I'll keep you posted next week. Take care, everybody. Oh, and how can I forget? Albi.
Down by the sea where the breakers roll stands a team with a lion soul. Red, white and green we rise and run. Albion pride in everyone. Raise the roar, tops down. From breakers to ground. We fight, we fall, we rise. Plymouth Albion. Through wind and rain, from Devon's hill through the Tamar tide, we carry our city, we carry our pride. With every tackle, every try, we chase the glory, we reach the sky. Raise the roar, let the drums up. On the breakers, the battle ground. We fight, we fall, we rise. In the valley, almighty men.